Hey guys, Sean with Nichols Reptiles here. So this is the third week of our training with Astro, who is our guru Asian water monitor. So what I'm trying to do is just show you guys more of a realistic behind the scenes. If you've seen the other videos, you kind of know what I'm talking about. Most videos, when you see training on your water monitors, especially to the juveniles, it's a lot of the keepers get their monitor out and they're like, oh, just walk them, do this hand over hand, and then they're like, oh, you're good to go. But the problem is that monitor is already been tamed. They're just showing you an example. They're not showing you a monitor that actually needs to be tamed and calm down and build the trust. So if you've been watching this, you've seen he came to us and he had not been handled. So he is used to seeing people from the tank and he's not used to being touched. He's, fed, he's fine coming to you for feed. So what we've been having to do for the last couple of weeks is just, and I'll give you guys a better image here in just a little bit, is just putting my hand in the tank for the last couple of weeks, getting him used to it. And normally when you do this, he's tail whipping, he's biting, he's like, oh, smacking, and just doesn't want you in there. This is his territory. So we've been working on de-escalating him, giving him signs. Here's a palm, there's no food, just putting the hand up. And then you can see now I've been in here and he's not reacting. I'm able to come in here and he hasn't started huffing and puffing yet. So what we're going to do this week is we're going to start doing the hand over hand a little bit. And I've kind of switched to something that I don't normally do. I'm normally very big on bare hands, do this stuff, but my hands have gotten pretty beat up lately. And he was under the impression that biting is an effective way to get you to stop messing with him, which is true. However, I don't want him to think that that is an effective way. So what I started doing is getting him used to the gloves, and these are just temporary. We're not going to be keeping these because I don't want him used to only having gloves. But what I did is I picked up some leather gloves and started working with him, and I let him bite him. And he bit him a couple times. He huffed and puffed. He got real, oh, I'm so angry at you. And then he realized, well, hold on, wait a second. Because I would still just keep petting him and having my hand in there. And he starts to understand, oh, biting isn't an effective way. So this is just something if you're scared or if you don't want to be bit or if you have a monitor that's bigger like this one. And he's not huge yet, but he's enough that he will tear you open to need stitches. So I'm just going to kind of show you. So right now, here, I can move this camera afterwards, but just to kind of show you his natural reaction to it. So we got a palm. So right now he's not running, which this is huge. He's letting me touch him. He's already kind of like, oh, these are those things that I bit, didn't do anything. I don't need to be mad. Now that doesn't mean he's not going to, but everything is just, see here, we're doing a little posturing. We're checking them out, and I'm not trying to force anything as we're doing it. And again, the gloves are temporary, but this is just so that I can be calm in case he does decide to show that little bit of old aggression and bite again. I don't have to jerk my arm back or, deal with that natural reaction that's going to get you cut. So now I'm just, see, a little posturing, but he's let me pet him. We got some puffing. So I'm just going to stop with my fingers on him. And he's seeing, is this hurting me? Right now he's processing. You can see his face. We don't really have any tongue flicks. He's thinking. You want to see that tongue active. Right now that tongue is in. He's just staring. He is analyzing this situation right now of, do I need a bite? Do I need a flea? And now we're just basically waiting for him to calm down. So we're just kind of watching him. He's checking us out. There goes the tongue. That's what we want to see. So he's kind of relaxing, tongue's coming back out. That's what we want. So now we resume, a little bit of petting. He's like, what's going on here? Do I like this? I kind of like it, but I don't know. Should I bite this? So we don't really have a lot of huffing and puffing. So if you guys have seen him from the first video to now, this is a huge step. So what we're going to do today is now, 3 weeks into this, is when we're going to actually try to get them out. So let me back this back up for you a little bit, because he also doesn't like the camera. This is why this is good to do when you're home, you're alone. So right now the kids are gone at the moment. got the door shut, dogs can't come in, no distractions, because this is a really critical time when you're developing that trust. You want all the focus on you and what you're doing and him focusing on the same thing. So if something were to come barging in right as we're getting that trust and he's just starting to tongue flick again, then you just set him off and just freaked him out. So we're going to go slow. You're going to let me, hey Bubba. Little neck scratches. And here's the ironic part about him. He likes his neck scratched. He likes to act like he doesn't, but he sits here and he leans into it. So he is starting to acknowledge, hey, I do like this. So we might get some tail flicks, and that's going to be okay. You going to let me out? We don't want to grip him. You don't want him to think that you don't want him to think he's being controlled. So right now, okay, so we were almost out of the tank, little bit of a freak out. Let him calm down, realize, was that really as bad as I thought it was? He's going to realize no. Come on. Got this hand up here. Okay. So this is fine. So again, I'm not grabbing him. If he's wanting to run away, we're letting him run away. But we are kind of going to the next level here today. So I do want to get him out of here. But if he starts getting too aggressive and biting, the biggest thing is don't leave him at that point. We don't want him to smack his tail at us, bite, and be like, okay, that got him away, and then don't leave. Because then he's like, that's effective. I'm going to do this every time he comes in here. So even if he does and we get to the point where we have to stop today, the biggest thing is leaving with that tongue flick going, him relaxed and understanding, okay, there was a lot going on, but it didn't hurt me, and I ended in a calm way. And also, he's been under his heat lamp all morning, so he's a little more riled up too. It's okay, Bubba. So I'm just showing him the hand. There's no food. There's no aggression. Letting him check it out. And the part that he doesn't like is the being gripped. So we don't want to grip him. We want to come from underneath. Hand over hand. Come on. There we go. So now we got him out of his tank. So that's his safety zone. So when he's in there, he thinks he's king of the jungle. So now that he's out, he's got a lot more to focus on. So let's bring him over here. He's a gorgeous, gorgeous guy. So he's out. So he's already calming down a little bit now. And now this is it. This is all we're going to do this week. It's just a lot of, I'm not gripping him. See, my hands are open. Gloves, which is new for me. But for him, it seems to be the go-to for what we need to do right now. So we're letting him, that's what we want. See that tongue flicking? Perfect. See, Bubba? It's not that bad, is it? And all we're doing is we're letting him walk around. Letting him check everything out. Just kind of move around with him. Get him used to the motion. You know, oh, what's this? I can move. I'm not being grabbed. And then eventually you can start doing this with people in the room. Calm down. Try not to grab him. He wants to climb up on me, which he's done before. And we've been fine. So, see, now I'm no longer that threat. Now what he's considering is oh, you're the tall spot in the house. You're the safety zone. And now we start building trust, because now I'm not what's hurting him. I'm what's keeping him safe. I am now his safety point that he can go back to. Come on. So he's starting to get a little riled up. Come on. There. You might not look it on camera. He's a little over 3 feet right now. Or right about. Come on, Bubba. So he's trying to slide down because he wants to get down and check out the ground, but that's not what we're wanting today. Because if he gets down, he will panic. But we just want to let him crawl. We're letting him explore. And this is it. And we're going to do this not long. We don't want to overstimulate him. So you want to go back in his home. Just let him, everything's on his terms. So I never gripped him. I never grabbed him. So what he just took from this was got out, got a little freedom, got to look around. No one manipulated me, no one grabbed me, no one hurt me. And then I got to come back to my safety spot. So that was it. He was great. Good boy. And we're going to leave him now. And then I'm going to do this. I might do this a couple times a day, all week long. And then slowly from here, we'll just keep progressing. And then I'll start introducing someone into the room. And then let them just stand there and hang out. And then once it gets used to that, start having people move around. And then once we get good with that, we're going to move out of this room and we'll start kind of moving around the house and just keep everything a controlled environment and slowly introduce him. And eventually he's going to be puppy dog tame. And as he gets older, he's going to get a lot calmer too. As they get bigger, they get more confidence because they don't feel so vulnerable. But he's just like, hey, I'm happy. I'm like this. He's going to go to his little pond here. And again, once he gets used to this, we're going to get him a bigger enclosure. But right now, I don't want him able to hide from me. So, guys, if you enjoyed this, I got more coming. Just go ahead and like and subscribe to our channel. This is a new channel, so I understand there's a lot of small videos going on, trying to get some content out there. We're going to start having more in-depth. I'd love some Q&As. If you guys want to drop any comments with any questions you might have, anything you'd like to see. We got a lot of reptiles around here. We do rescues as well, so some of the stuff in the room is things that we're rehabilitating, getting some weight on them, and then eventually we'll rehome. But I'm more than happy to interact with anybody, so do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe, and drop some comments. Let me hear what you guys think about this. Let me hear about your monitor experience. Was yours way different than mine? Or is this something that you can kind of relate to? And if you want to keep seeing more, let me know that too. So again, guys, this is Sean with Nichols Reptiles. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next week.